Hi, I'm Angie Acocella, and in this video, I'm sharing some highlights from my paper called Great Expectations, the Moderating Effects of Supplier Service Model and Market Dynamics on Relational Contract Performance with my co-authors Chris Kaplis and Yossi Sheffe, who both are colleagues of mine at MIT's Center for Transportation and Logistics. So if I have a contractual agreement with a supplier and it doesn't or can't or won't fulfill the expected business from time to time, I'm probably going to be upset and have to pay more for last minute or backup suppliers. If there's no real repercussions for my supplier for not upholding the deal, the supplier will likely only comply when it's convenient or advantageous for it to do so. So my performance that I get from it suffers and my costs will likely escalate. And this is what we see in relational contracts. So these types of contracts are seen in many contexts where particularly there's a lot of supply and or demand uncertainty. In this research, we use the truckload transportation sector in the US as the context. And what happens is transportation service providers and buyers have these relational contracts where neither side is really strictly required to offer the business or supply the capacity that's forecasted when that contract was set up. The more this happens, the more there may be damage to that long-term relationship, and one or both sides may end that business relationship altogether. And for relational contracts to be upheld, we need to have that value placed on expected future business to outweigh the short-term temptations to deviate. So, what factors affect the two sides of this inequality, that value of expected future business versus that short-term temptation to deviate? There are many factors that have been shown to directly affect that balance. So, for example, the price of the supplier's alternative option as compared to the contracted business, how long the buyer and supplier have been working together, or the variability of demand that the supplier is typically asked to cover. And what we're exploring here, and what hasn't been done yet, is to demonstrate how the prevailing economic conditions, so are we in a recessionary or an expansionary period, or the business model of the supplier, either a third-party provider or an asset-based provider, and how those things influence the way these known factors impact the supplier behavior. Why is this important for managers? Well, procurement decisions can have major implications for companies' overall costs and performance to their customers. This work can help procurement and purchasing managers segment their products or service requirements on the demand patterns and fit the right supplier to the right business. It can also help to show how managers that rely on those long-term relationships to uphold contract expectations, if they do so, they're not likely to benefit from that relationship if they've improperly timed their procurement and purchasing with the market. So I hope watching this video has helped spark your interest in the research, and I hope you enjoy the paper.